Welcome to this online lecture, subject Industrial Engineering, and this topic name is Introduction to Industrial Engineering Productivity. Already we have covered the role of industrial engineer in previous lectures, organizational structure, organization, and in this lecture we are going to cover the Introduction to Management Principles. What are the different principles of management? In the next lecture, we are going to cover the definition of management. Already we are defined, and this getting done through others, and this definition by scientists, different scientists who have done the work in this area. These are the already we have studied, and lastly, Peter F. Drucker. Management is the work and such. It has its own skills of that individual person, of that management, and its own tools and its own techniques. That will depend on that management. So simply it is also defined. The management is the art of getting things done through and with the people. Simple definition. It has various thoughts. And he has developed management by objectives, and he has developed the SMART method. The SMART means specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. He has developed this SMART method, and he is awarded with the different. And he has written the books related to management. These are very millions of copies are sold to his book. And this management challenges for 21st century, and like these books are well known, you can read it. So what he want to say, innovation is the specific instrument of entrepreneurship, the act that allows resources in a new capacity to create wealth. So innovation is the instrument for the any entrepreneurship. You want to say. This is thought by the Peter F. Drucker. Then what is the scientific management? Management was the first thought developed by the few scientists, but actually what is scientific management? It will be explained step by step. First I will to say we develop a science for each element of the job. Science for each element of the job to replace all thumb rule methods. Okay, the old thumb rule methods we can replace by developing the each elements for the job scientifically. That how to develop? That means it will be scientifically select employees as per the skills requirements, and then train them if they are lagging in some field. Actually we have to train them and to do the job as a describing step work. What are the jobs are to achieve our goals of the our company. Next step is supervise. After appointed, train them, we have to supervise employees to make sure they follow the prescribed methods. What are the methods defined by the management for performing their jobs? Okay. And lastly, to continue to plan work, but use workers to get work done. And lastly, we will reach to our goal. Okay. This is the actual scientific management. So here is what the skills, whatever the skills are required for the job, that must be important to get the job with a higher salary. See, this is the diagram. It will shows if you want to lead and if you want, why should your people follow you? If you are working as a management level or the team leader, or anyone, why should your people follow you? That is the actual concept of the management, and that will be developed by using these 14 management principles defined by the scientists. The Toyota way, written there the book, how they implemented Toyota company in there, and these 14 principles are very important, which are well defined. And before going to these 14 principles, we'll understood what are the levels and areas of management and managerial skills. So this diagram will clear you. This is the top management, this is the middle management, and this is the first line managers. Okay, and this is the levels of the management. Okay, this is the level of management, this top management and this bottom management, and different areas: marketing, finance, operations, human resources, administration, and other. These are the areas of management. Okay, so in the next this diagram also clears you the management level. This is top management level, middle management level. Okay, see, this is the supervisory or operational management. But what they needs, that is important. What are the skills are required? At the top level, you have maximum conceptual skills you must require, and few human skills are required. But in bottom level, what actually required? Maximum required the technical skills, and few ethical responsibility, and this type of the human skills are required. Soft skills like the technical skills are required through this. And in middle management, you require 3 maximum human skills are required, and somewhat conceptual skill. And here also somewhat in the starting you must know creative skills as a need of the today's industries. Okay, these skills are nowadays increased somewhat more from the starting. Okay, so we are going to now study these 14 principles which was defined by Henry Fayol. These are the general principles in the general rule or truth that many be expected to apply under the similar conditions anywhere. I will give also examples after a few slides in few principles while explaining. Okay, few common principles of organization have been listed here. 14 principles. Division of work. What of these 14? First is the division of work. How the work is defined. Next is the authority and responsibility. Next, third one is the discipline. You must have discipline. And the next one is the unity of command. Afterwards, fifth one is unity of direction. That is also important. So next one is the sixth one is subordination of individual interest. Next, seventh one, remuneration. After that, centralization or decentralization. Or next will come along this centralization, the scalar chain or line of authority. How must be there? And afterwards, order. Order. What is the actual meaning of order, and how they are go to the all levels of the management. After that, equity. There must be equity, and after must the stability of tenure. After that, most important for the management concern, initiative. Okay, and last 14th one is team spirit or spirit de corps. Okay, and this is the Henry Fayol's picture who has developed this suggested the 14 principles after the experience. So one by one we'll go in detail. A division of work. Under this division of work, uh, the work should be divided into small tasks or jobs. Whatever the industries are there, the work are divided into small tasks or job, and a trained specialist who is competent is required to perform that job. The jobs are distributed, and the trained specialists are, that is nothing but the division of work, and it leads to specialization, main specialization, specialist. And what is the benefit of this one? This will increase the effectiveness and efficiency in the work performance, and that is nothing but the our management skills. Already definition where said it same thing. So the division of work, collectively they have achievable and targets of the company collectively we have to achieve. For example, in hospital, the neurosurgeon is concerned with the nervous system, whereas heart surgeon is concerned with heart surgeon is concerned with the respiratory system only of that patient. The neurosurgeon not disturbed with the heart surgeon, or the heart surgeon not disturbed with the these neurosystems, okay, nervous system. So they are linked, but they have to see only that much part. So this is the division of work in simple example. It is explained. Then next principle is the authority and responsibility. Authority, right to give orders, and responsibility involve being answerable. See, this is the diagram of the management level, this top, middle and the bottom level, and these are the actual ground level officers, okay, or the workers. Here worker level, this is the low level, middle level, and this is top level. So see here, authority go from top to bottom, and responsibility go from bottom to top. It will increase, and authority will decrease from top level to bottom level. Okay, so this authority right to give the orders from top, the orders they will say to the bottom level. Okay. This responsibility was being answerable. These are answerable of this person's group, answerable by this person, and this team group answerable by this one, and this three teams work is answerable by this top person. So whoever assumes authority assumes the responsibility. Who is having authority, he is also responsible. Authority increase, the more is the responsible. The great power comes with great responsibility. See, this is a very important word. There should be balance between the authority and responsibility. If this person on this level is distribute the authority to this three one, then he is also responsible to watch them, they are going to work or not, and they himself, they are when they get the authority, they will have responsible for that assigned work or job. So an organization should be built safe, guard against misuse of managerial power. So irresponsibility during the work we have to avoid, and that must be avoided by using this distributing the authority, and responsible they are doing or not, watch the how it will be work, this will go on by maintaining discipline. The third principle, discipline. The common efforts of workers or doing these penalties to the workers. This discipline will be the discipline is a systematic instructions in the organization for proper working. This diagram will show you, represent some discipline. She is not maintaining discipline, and the manager is asking for the time duration. He has not completed out. If the students are coming to the college late or joining the online course late, so this is not a discipline. So we have to maintain the discipline in life or during the work. According to Henry Ford, discipline requires good superiors at all levels. Clear and judicious applicable penalties must be there. Suppose management and executives entered in agreement where management have agreed on the pay extra allowances. So if they do overtime to complete their target before time, before they complete the target before time, don't sit out the extra. For this purpose, they must be have their self-discipline in their mind. So it is also very much important for individual life or for the company. Here, discipline. What will happen when we follow this discipline? We can achieve these goals easily. Whatever the gap, this we can minimize by here discipline applied would mean that both management and executives honor their commitments without any prejudice towards one another. Don't prejudice towards one another. So that's the way to work on the discipline. This is the third principle. Next principle, fourth one, the unity of command. What is the unity of command? The one employee should have only one boss. The one employees have one boss. According to this Henry Ford, there should be only one boss of every individual organization. And if this principle get violated, then there will be confusion regarding the task. If any one department having the two HODs, then it is also confusion. So listen to whom? Okay. So this diagram will clearly defines the unity of commands. When these three people are under this one person, so they have to listen only one person. Okay. And under this group, this all group has to listen to this person only. Okay, that will also avoid the confusion. And this unity of command provides a enterprise discipline. You can watch that group and establish organized existence with the harmonious relationship between superiors and subordinates. This highest top level management directly not connected with this bottom level workers. Okay, directly not connected. He will ask to this person and this person will ask to this level person. Okay, and this is a person who will watch to these three persons, like this on the organization also. The superiors and subordinates, there must be some harmonious distance exists between the organization. So this is the unity of direction. Fifth one is what? Unity of direction. A single plan of action to guide the organization. According to this principle, efforts to the all members in the organization should be directed towards common goal. Okay, all the efforts must be directed. The unity of direction cannot be possible without the proper plan and by creating group of related similar activity. See, this is a simple way, the single plan of action and guide the organization with the same your goals. Okay, for this example, during any operation, the of medical team who works towards the common goal of healthcare of the patient. Okay, if some people during this patient they are doing something another thing, then what will happen? You can also predict. So simple example of Bahubali strike. See, this is the unity of direction. Everyone moved to attack one plan and one in charge, like this Bahubali movie. Okay, Bahubali. So this is the unity of direction. You will understood better way. The next principle is subordination of individual interest to general interest. Interest of organization is what that you must know, and whatever the interest of subordinate, interest of organization should take priority first over the interest of individual. Don't give the interest to individual, only interest of organization. Every individual must understand that the organization grows, then automatically employees grows. When organization achieve the goals, automatically the goals of that individual attains. Okay. For example, if person wants to maximize his salary or her salary, then he has to work harder, and when they achieve these targets, they will be automatically rewarded by the organization with good amount of salary. You keep in your mind, you have to work hard and with the discipline. Okay. So this how they will give this good salary after this individual interest. Okay. You have to interest of organization we have to keep in mind. Remuneration. Next principle is seventh principle is the remuneration. An equitable uniform payment system must be there. Motivates the and contribute to success to the organization. At that level, there is a different salaries you can see from this diagram. Okay, so you have to achieve the overall pay and compensation should be fair to both these levels of the working people. With their salary must be there, so that he will try to achieve this post. Okay, that must be fair with the employee and the organization. The employee should be paid fair wages according to their work or cost of living or work assigned or financial position of the business, so how it is grows, and wage rate and prevailing etc. Must be considered. And lastly, Henry Fayol also recommended the provision of other benefits such as the free education, medical facility, residential facility to workers that must be provided by the company. In Google company, all of you watched that video. They are providing the number of facility in the company itself. That is the remuneration. Next is the centralization. Under the centralization, or you can say the decentralization, the degree to which authority rests at the top of the organization. Okay, that means what? The concentration of decision making is called centralization, whereas its dispersal among more than one person is known as decentralization. According to Henry Fayol, the managers and subordinates involvement need to balance to centralization. Okay. The next principle is the scalar chain, line of authority. There are number of superiors and subordinates in the organization. Due to this, the hierarchy is required unity of direction, and communication emerges the fundamental requirements in the unity of direction desired targets. To resolve this scalar chain, the principle was introduced, which defines the formal line of authority from highest to lowest ranks. That must be line of authority. That is simply the scalar. So next principle is the going to this principle. You must clear this scalar chain. This principle describes that the communication will flow from top to bottom. See, this is the A person at the top, the management. It should be strictly followed by the managers and subordinates like the B, L, C, M. This line of authority. Okay. And this it must be followed. Let's consider the situation where there is a head A who has two lines of authority under him or her. This one consists of B, C, D, F, B, C, D, E, F, and another line is L, M, this N, O, and P. Okay, these are the subordinates, two lines of authorities. If E wants to communicate with O, this E wants to communicate with O, see, they have to be same level authority. These are the two same level authority. He and she have to travel through route like this. Okay. EDCBALMNO. According to Henry Fayol, this change should be violated in the normal course of verbal communication. So this gangplank, this communication is a gangplank. Okay, it must be followed. Next principle is the 10th one is the order. This principle defines place of everyone and everyone in his place. That must be followed. Follow up the order. In order to increase the efficiency and coordination, all material human power should be at same place or same time. If there is a fixed place for every and it present there, then there will be no hindrance in the business activity. See, this is the example I want to explain you. This is the head of the sales department. Is having cabin is allotted, but typist, what is the typist or clerk required for this head department? A single table outside the cabin is provided. If foreman having proper area should be allotted to supervise the workers at the near the that whatever the production line is there, it is provided cabin near to that work. That is the orders. Order must be there. And equity is nothing but the, according to this principle, behavior equity is important. This principle emphasizes the kindliness, justice in the behavior of manager towards the worker. He must be giving loyalty and devotion. Those are giving loyalty. He has to maintain the equity in between these two or the different workers. Henry Fayol does not support to rule out of by using the force. Also, there should not be any discrimination against anyone on account of sex or religion or language or caste or nationality. There must be equity. Okay. So treating employees well is important to achieve the equity. This treating employees, these employees, they are having the equity. They must get all the fruits equally. Whatever the post, salary is different. There must be judgmental for the according to the sex, religion, language, or caste or nationality. You have to maintain the equity. The next principle is the 12th principle is stability of tenure of personnel. Personnel means the persons are having, they must be stable. According to Henry Fayol, the person should be selected and appointed after due rigorous procedure. But once selected, they should be kept at their post minimum fixed tenure. They should be given reasonable time to show their results, and that must be stable. He will get stable, and any adolescence in this regard will create instability, insecurity among the employee. So on this adolescence, one of the author has written this book, Adolescence, the case of improvisation. How the case of improvisation will be there? That after some time working in that field. Okay. So this is the stability of tenure for the personnel. Okay. This will affect the organization adversely. Very much results will initiative. Next 13th principle is initiative. The workers should be encouraged to develop and carry out their plan for improvements. We have to encourage these workers. He is having idea. We have to encourage his what are the ideas and for the improvement of the organization. The initiative means taking first step, self-motivation, like in this movie. self motivation is important. Where are you? You are in backside on whatever the post. You must first take initiative regarding your work. It's all about the thinking out of box and executing the plan. That is also important. But it doesn't mean going against the working rule or moral of the organization without breaking any rules. We have to work with the rules and moral of the organization. So this is not the initiative. A good organization must be have suggestion systems result in the substantial cost and time reduction related to reduce the cost or reduce the time of working. That suggestion must be taken from the employees. Lastly, students, we are going to learn this spirit the corps. Okay, this is nothing but the word somewhat difficult to you. That nothing but the team spirit. Okay, management should promote a team spirit of unity and harmony among the employee. According to Henry Fall, management should promote teamwork because otherwise object would be difficult to realize, and this will also increase mutual trust and reduce possible jealousies among the employees. Okay, so this teamwork achieved is Toyota company. This is symbol of Toyota company. They have worked in the teamwork within the organization, and this is the example of Drishyam movie. They also use this Henry File principle, and the Spirit Corps. He creates an organization within the family which strive to promote team spirit and unity. So this is the best example of Drishyam movie, Hindi movie. You can watch. They have the team spirit. So to clear your idea, these are the examples given. The movie also teaches the Henry Fall's 6 primary functions out there. The primary functions of management also it will teach. When we watch, you can also see the angle how he forecasting, planning, organizing, commanding, and coordinating, and controlling the when movie go forward from start to end. You can observe that functions. In next lecture, we'll see the functions. So what we learn till you can able to describe different aspects of industrial engineering, organization structures, and management principles. So thank you very much.